I'm Melissa, and I took the Advanced Apothecary course. I loved it. It was definitely worth it. I learned so much. Having people like actually show us how to do the things and go through step by step, and then discuss it afterwards was really great. Not only learning about the medicine, but we all really connected during the course, and that was probably my favorite part. Just to be around people that were like-minded. We all like were excited about the same things, and yeah, it was just great. I definitely loved it. So for the beginners course, that was kind of like more like folk medicine and just kind of like things that we can do in our kitchen at home, which I loved doing, and it kind of that's what started my path, and my family really started getting into it. But when we did the advanced course, that was when it got into how are you going to help people, what formulations are you going to do, and getting like the percolations and just the different equipment that you needed, and just it was like a step up, it was a level up, and it definitely my desire to learn more definitely went up with that, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool to begin with the DIY course, but then just stepping up into another level of what you can create with medicine, it was really cool. I'm making a lot more tinctures, and then formulating with them and blending them together. I'm also learning to blend different tea blends, and I've been using them with my family and friends, and giving them as gifts, selling all different kinds of things, that wasn't really in my mind before I took the course. So that's been really really neat to see grow. The course was 9 months, and it was kind of like an inpatient waiting in between each month that we would meet, because I couldn't wait to either tell other people what I was doing or show people what I did or talk about the medicine that I had made that month. And with our like the people in our course in particular, we all just we were got really close, and it was really cool to see that. And we always had like a sharing session, either beginning, middle, the end, or all three. Like there was a lot of coming together, and that was really needed for all of us in that course. And I think just people in general just coming together in person. It was nowadays everything is virtual, which is still great, but having this beautiful space here, and being able to meet with one another and be around people that are all into the same things you are is it's just rare, and it was really cool. I would say 100% definitely take the course, especially if you are into herbal medicine and natural remedies. But April has so much knowledge, not just about the herbs, but just about how to use them, how to work with them, and it just took my knowledge up so much. And yeah, I'm so grateful that I took the course and decided to do it. I was on the fence a little bit about with money and stuff, but it felt right to do, and I went with it, and I'm so glad that I did. So
I'm Becky Knievel, and I started this class. I actually started in herbalism, taking April's class, with just I wanted to be able to like know what things were when I was hiking and outdoors and doing like my outdoor activities. And then after taking that, she was like, "Oh, we have an advanced class." And it was such a deeper dive into like the methods of how to make medicine that it really just like got me even more excited about it and like more confident, I think. And not to mention that like everybody I know sent me links to this when it was advertised on Facebook. They were like, "Oh, you would like that, you would like that," and I was like, "Yep, let me get into it." And that's kind of really just where it stemmed from to where it went. And then I just like the hands-on aspect of it all, and going home with having tasted everything and a sample that you can really like get to know what it does to your body outside of just class. Like you can take it home and be like, "Oh, okay, after a week or two, it's like it gave me this benefit, or I didn't really like this part of it, and maybe I can change the formula a little bit, take that out, put this in." So really kind of deeper dives into all of it. It was really cool. So I love the hydrosols because I don't have that equipment, and I probably won't get that equipment for a while. So I really like that class period because it's just a whole process that I won't have for myself for a while, because I know I'm not going to invest in that necessarily right away. Maybe me and my one friend will get together and kind of go in on it. But that was like really the cool one. I liked a lot. So I love the connections that are made in class. My first class, I'm still connected with those people, and they actually, my friends, if I go see them after class, they're like, you're always just so peaceful after you've had a class weekend. And I really feel peaceful. It's such a safe place of people coming together and sharing stories and experiences and getting different viewpoints. And everybody brings something to the table. It's really cool. And I'm a people person, so like I really like that aspect of it. And being in person with those people is really great. So it is a commitment. It's a struggle for me because I am so busy, and I have, my friends are 3 hours away, and we go camping and hiking, and we have trips. I have things planned already for July next year. And so working with that, I was actually really glad that there was a Friday class, and if I had the Saturday class, I wouldn't have been able to make all the classes. That being said, if you do miss a class, she saves the material for you and sends you everything you need. But having the option of a Friday class really helped, because last time it was only on Saturdays that I took a class, and it was like, oh, nope, that's herbalism weekend, we can't do that, we're out. But this year, like, I had weddings and things that were very committed, so I would just leave after the Friday class. And so like that really helped, because it is commitment, but it's also something I look forward to every month. So I was actually in that position where I was like, well, I don't really have the money for it. It's a little expensive for where I'm at right now. Do I want to take that? Like, am I going in that direction in my herbalism studies? And I think I just finally said, I want to get the information, and I want to keep growing. And whether I use everything or not, I have the knowledge and I have the background now. And I think that that's going to be beneficial no matter where I am in life. So, the class is 100% worth it. Like every class, I mean, you go so in depth on everything that you really understand it when you're leaving. So I think it's worth it. And that's coming from someone who was very on the fence about, oh, do I have the budget for it this year? So I'm not ungrateful that I took it.
I'm Susan Sunflower. I just finished the Advanced Apothecary course. It was absolutely fantastic. April was heaven sent with all of her information. Really stepped up everything from doing folk herbalism. Really gave me the knowledge and the confidence to actually do formulations instead of just using single note medicines. Really advanced my knowledge base of how to work together with the different constituents, and truly stepped up the process of the mathematics behind the formulations and the tinctures. Really definitely advanced all of the knowledge that I got. Definitely added to my materia medica as well, which was very important in being able to formulate. So April was amazing. One of the best teachers I've ever had in my life. So I will definitely say, after the folk herbalism course, I was very comfortable with single note medicine. I believe that it is absolutely worth every penny for me as a Virgo to have measurements, to make measurements. That makes all of the difference in my confidence level of being able to prepare medicines consistently, which is incredibly important when it comes to medicine, because if you don't have the consistency and you don't use the measurements, you're not going to be consistent in your medicine. Therefore, I was unable to make anything in the folk herbalism class because my brain wouldn't allow it. So I needed this portion of the education to even utilize anything, because as someone who needs measurements, as someone who needs step-by-step processing, to make something consistent, I couldn't do it. I don't measure with my heart. My heart is boundless. My heart is limitless. Therefore, there is no unit of measure within it. So I need an actual unit of measure. And that is definitely what I got from this course, from the advanced course, because I needed that, because I was completely stumped when I had to measure with my heart. I can't. In order for me to go from just a household herbal person for my family to do anything for extended family and for friends, I needed units of measure. And that's exactly what the advanced course did. It has taken me from being able to do a single note something for me or my kids to making it so that I could confidently give something to my mother, so I could confidently give something to my sisters or to my cousins or to my friends. So in order for me to expand that and make it so that it was measurable, predictable medicine, I needed this course to give me that predictable medicine. It was definitely worth the investment in the furthering the education to actually make it for practical use. Definitely worth it.
I'm April Fulginiti, and I decided to take the Advanced Apothecary course with April Corbin. I wasn't really sure what I was getting into. It didn't really say like what you were going to be doing, but I was excited to formulate, learn how to make all natural medicines from herbs. I started with oils back in 2018. I took another course through Arete herbs, and I learned how to harvest and make little things from honey to ciders, and I was like intrigued. So when they said advanced apothecary, I was like, oh, I'm really going to be able to make medicine. Getting away from big pharma and learning how to live off the earth was something that I really wanted to do, and I decided to take the course. April was super great. Like, her teaching was amazing. She really broke it down. She gave you facts, multiple resources. She would do the first part of class, either the lab, and then the second part lecture, or vice versa. And she always gave out like a printout of like what we were doing. Materia Medica was huge, so we would learn each herb individually, all of its genetics and where it came from and what it can be used for. We did a caution wheel of what level things were. And it was very I used a lot of math and a lot of science, which was great because I haven't used that since high school. But at the end, we always had a product that worked. It wasn't oh, well, it's a little bit of this. It was definitive. This is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to get, and this is what it's going to do for you. And I used that for the last 9 months, and it's really changed my life. The first class, I maybe knew one person, definitely a lot of new faces, and the class sizes fluctuate because there's room to grow, and then sometimes somebody can't make it to a Saturday course. I prefer Saturdays with having 4 children. It's just easier for me. But when I was working, I even got permission to get off for a Friday class if I have to. You meet different people, and sometimes you have a pop-up student from another class, and it's great because they learn the same thing, but they take it completely different. A lot of different energies and a lot of different vibes, but we're all cohesive. We're like a big family. As far as homework and projects and books that we're reading, there were a lot of us girls that would pass it back and forth. So that was always nice. And everybody's so kind. The best part about having programs with you guys is one, there's a payment plan. 2, it's once a month. It is 4 hours, but you learn so much in 4 hours. April was always accessible by email. If you're running late or if you need help or whatever, and she's direct, she's very forward. If you don't understand something, she will stop and explain it until you understand it, and everybody else is completely fine with that. Don't be scared of the advanced apothecary part of it. I think the difference between I really enjoyed the advanced part because you really dive in deep as to what you're doing and what is your end goal and what do you want. My goal in 2021 was to make medicine. That's what I wanted. And graduating with a little certificate kind of validates the whole process because you do work really hard and each month you're learning different things. You could be learning about your heart, then you could be learning about your adrenal glands, you know, movement of the body, depending on what class you're in. Everything is great. It's always such a great experience, and kind of sad because I don't have any more to sign up for just yet, but I'm waiting.